Hey everyone, this is your Mad King Paradox that's bringing you my very first review on Toriko, Volume 141, entitled Joint Attack. And no, I'm not going to do the other 139 before that, so don't even ask. Well, it starts off with Toriko and Zebra fighting the lizard thing from the Pook stabbed Komatsu in the previous chapter. And Zebra and Toriko are just going at it. Like, Zebra's hitting it with attacks like the meteor noise, which seems to be pretty devastating, really. And things called, and Toriko's hitting it with a 17-hit nail punch, which is, I can't even explain how powerful that is at that point. But yeah, pretty much the whole first half of the chapter is them going back and forth, them hitting it with powerful attacks like that, and it counterattacking. Then Toriko goes in with his 17 nail punch, and the lizard thing meets it head on with a punch of its own, and pretty much the force blows them both back, and both of their arms are pretty messed up at this point. Like, the lizard one's looks like it's bleeding a lot, and Toriko's looks like it's not broken, but in pretty bad shape. Then Zebra goes in, and he's just doing and he's using voice missiles on this thing like you wouldn't believe. Like, I believe he does it 3 times. By the way, it was shown, and it looks like it's covered in blood. And so Zebra's holding it up, going, "We're not finished yet." Then you just see him punch him in the stomach, and Zebra's like, "Oh, all right." Then all of a sudden he's like, "Wait, what? Boom!" The lizard thing just did a nail punch on Zebra, and Toriko can't believe it. He just looks staring at it, going, he learned how to do that just by seeing it once. And then Zebra looks at Toriko and he's like, "Yeah, I just remembered one of these things was brought into the gourmet prison, except it was a younger version, but the chief warden said it was extremely difficult to handle." And around this point, both of their I don't know if I want to say stamina or energy or whatever term you want to use, is pretty much running on empty. And so Toriko goes, "Well, our autograph, is it autography or autofat? The thing they've been using for the past while is starting to run dry." And so he's like, "We should do a joint attack." And Zebra's like, "What?" And Toriko's like, "Yeah, we used to do them all the time." And I love this out of Zebra. He's just like, "I guess I forgot." And the lizard thing comes back. I know they said what this thing is called, but I can't remember, so I'm just going to call it the lizard thing. And Toriko goes in to hit it again, and he hits it with another 17 nail punch, and this time his gets the better because it breaks the thing's arm, and Zebra's just standing back there like, "Yeah, this thing's pretty agile, but I've still got the speed of sound," or whatever he said. It was something along those lines. Then you just see this big ball of sound above the thing they're fighting, and he just has it come crashing down on him. It was another meteor noise. and this thing obliterated everything in its path. There is a crater in the ground from where it hit. And Zebra's just sitting there going, that's impossible. It dodged it by, he said, a hair's breadth, but I don't say it, so I'm just gonna say, you know what, hair's breadth is pretty good. It's about the same as what I was gonna say. And you just see it behind him. It's pretty beat up, but it's still standing. And Toriko's like, you need to do a joint attack with me. And that's when Zebra flashes back to when they were, he was arguing with Komatsu about, oh yeah, well I have this condition, I have this condition, and they're just going back and forth. And Komatasu's like, okay, I just have one more condition. And he was like, I just want you to work with Toriko along the same lines as I do. And remembering this, he's like, alright, kid. Then he just goes to Toriko and goes, you better just not fucking miss. And Toriko goes in for another punch, and it looks like the lizard thing's about to run off, but then Zebra produces 3 walls of sound, one on both sides of the lizard and one in back, and the lizard's just standing around going, what? And he and Toriko's going in for his nail punch, and Zebra is, I believe he's using the sound missile to amplify his punch. You can see Toriko running towards him with his hand encased in sound streaming off of him. And he hits him with a joint attack known as the Speed of Sound Nail Punch. 17 hit Speed of Sound Nail Punch. And this practically ends it. And so Zebra is just talking to himself like, well, when I say I'm going to do something, I'm not going to lie around and not do it, basically. And then that's the end of the chapter. But at the very bottom, it states that next chapter is an announcement that we've been waiting to hear. So I'm pretty curious about what this message is. So that's it for chapter 140 of Toriko. And I will be doing more reviews later. So I'll just see you then.